Yeah, Craig, we're good to go when you are.
Okay, thanks. We'll start it then. So welcome to the Tuesday, January 19th SORTA board meeting. Let's call to order and start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, so Happy New Year, everybody. Our first meeting under the new structure. In order to make sure we can have an effective meeting, we need the new board members who are present to take the oath of office. We'll let them do that, and then maybe we'll say hello and let them introduce themselves briefly. Kim, you want to work that?
That's great. So with all the new board members, I don't think I see you. That's okay. But if you could at least stand and raise your right hand, I'm just going to ask you I'm going to state the oath. And at the end, if you would say, I do. And then I believe Chanel has sent to each of you the oath in paper form. And if you can sign that, date it today, and return it to her, that would be great. So if you can stand and raise your right hand. And you'll just say, I do at the end. Do you solemnly swear that you will, as a member of the Board of Trustees of the Southwest Ohio Regional Transit Authority, support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Ohio, that you will honestly, faithfully, and impartially perform the duties of your office, that you will not be personally interested, directly or indirectly, in any contract let by SORTA, that you will not violate or knowingly permit to be violated any of the statutes of this state covering the operation of a transit authority, and that you will perform the duties of your office to the best of your ability, so help you God.
I do.
Great, thank you and congratulations.
Sorry, we're not all here together to welcome you in person, but certainly excited to have everybody join. I have spoken to all of you, and so my name is Craig Cassey. I'm the chair of the board, or at least until the next governance session, I suppose. Certainly welcome you. I've been on the board about 6 years now, and really had a great time. Excited about what everyone can do. So maybe I'll go through, and you can each introduce yourselves. Allison, you want to go first?
Sure. My name is Allison Baradon. I'm an attorney. My firm's Brentford Strange & Jennings. We're fairly small, so probably no one's heard of that. I have been in and around city government for a long time. I was with the Cincinnati ASL CIO prior to law school, and that's it kind of in a nutshell.
Excited to have you. And I apologize. We had an email challenge, as I know many of you have had with the SORTA email, and so I think Allison only got the invite formally about 10 minutes ago, so good job on her.
I did. Thank you, and I apologize for having to participate by phone and not video. In the future, obviously, I'll get that all set up so I can participate via the video.
Oops. Thanks. Sonia? I don't know if you're on mute.
Okay. Is that better?
Hi, good morning. My name is Sonia, and I'm coming from the Commissioner's Office, where I was working with Commissioner Parks. Prior to that, I have worked in a lot of different nonprofit and as well as government arenas. And I'm very excited and looking forward to working with you on the SORTA board.
Larry? Chelsea, I think, was not the only one this morning, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And no Larry or seems so. Okay. Well, we're happy to have Allison and Sonia joining us today, and we'll get everybody up to speed quickly. Maybe Chanel, we could go through and you could roll call. Everybody could just say hello, introduce themselves real quick. How long you've been on the board, that kind of thing.
Okay, first we'll start with Miss Heidi Black.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the board. My name is Heidi Black. I have been on the board, I believe, since 2017, and have the wonder. And up until recently, I was a city appointee, and I am now joining the county appointees. I'm also the finance chair currently. TBD moving forward. Nice to meet you all, and welcome.
Mr. Brown is not on, so we can go to Mr. Cole.
Hi everyone, I'm Brendan Call. Been on the SORTA board for 6 years. Most recently served as the chair of the Planning and Operations Committee and have led the work on our rail right-of-ways, which is, I guess, a tongue twister if you say it fast. Have been just an absolute pleasure to be a part of this organization and to help grow our transit system over the last 6 years, and excited to see us grow and implement the Reinventing Metro plan in the next several years. Nice to see all of you.
Okay, Mr. Etheridge.
Hi, my name is Blake Etheridge. I've been on the board, I think, 3 years now, and have been on the operations and planning committee, and really enjoy supporting the entire region as we build this transit system and keep it moving forward. So nice to meet all of you.
Mr. Freeman.
If you're talking, Alan, we can't hear you.
It looks like he just logged out. Next is Mr. Hinton.
Good morning and welcome to everyone who's just joining. My name is Rod Hinton. I've been on the board for, I believe, since 2018 on the Finance Committee and Engagement Committee. So welcome to all of you.
Next is Mr. Hint. No, I'm sorry, not Mr. Hint. Mr. Harris, but I don't see him on right now. Mr. Hoffmeister.
Hello, my name is Thaddeus Hoffmeister. I am the mayor of Wyoming. I'm also a law professor. I have been, I think, 3 years now on SORTA. It's fun. You can really help some folks, and I found that despite maybe your political
Mr. Casilla, you already introduced yourself. Let's see. Next we have Mr. McLendon.
Hello, Pete McLendon. I'm the Executive Secretary Treasurer of the Cincinnati AFL-CIO. Like Thaddeus and a couple of us, I was the freshman class in 2017. Like working on the board, bipartisanship, all of us working not only for the mission of Metro and SORTA, but also to transition this organization to better serve the public. So I love the professionalism of the staff, and I love working with this board. Look forward to a great year. Thank you.
Ms. Robinson isn't on just yet, but next is Ms. Wynette.
Good morning, everybody. I apologize for not having my camera on. I'm running a little behind in transition this morning. So I am in Butler County, represent Butler County, will be a non-voting member, but have been on the board for 3 years with a lot of these other great folks. I serve on the Planning and Ops Committee, and I'm on the Everybody Rides Metro board. Really, really enjoy working with this great group of folks, this really important cause, and I look forward to getting to know all of the new people.
I think that was everybody, right, Chanel?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks, y'all. And it is a great team to work with, and I'm proud to be working with all of you. And we've got some great things to do, and so thrilled for the new folks to join us to help in reinventing Metro and all that means done for the community. I did not get any notifications of any hearings from citizens or from comments from citizens.
That is correct, yes.
Okay. We know we're looking forward to getting back robust dialogue, so hopefully that will come soon. One thing for the new members, and we'll make sure that the folks that couldn't make it today, we're going to have a session for you to meet the administration. That we didn't go through all their introductions today. I think you've all at least seen Daryl, our CEO, and it's scheduled for in late February. Chanel, you on board the onboarding for the team?
Yes, right now we have it scheduled for February 22nd, I believe, from probably 9 to 1. And I do believe we may keep it virtually. Donna and I discussed that. But we'll see, and we'll get that invite out pretty soon. And any current members who would like some, I guess, a refresher is welcome to join as well.
Yeah, I think everyone recognizes that's been on the board for a while, right? There's a lot. Everything seems simple till you get involved in it. There's a lot to running this system effectively for all the stakeholders. And so look forward to that education. The first order of business is the approval of the board minutes from December 15th. They're in your board packet. Hopefully folks have seen it. It's on the screen right now. If there's no comments, we'll look to accept the motion to approve.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes from the December board meeting.
All right. Thanks, Heidi. Second. All right. Motion properly moved and seconded. Any questions? No questions? Voice or roll call?
Voice.
All right. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say right. The board minutes have been approved and they are in your board book. We'll now go to the Finance Committee report out. Heidi.
Thanks, Craig. Finance Committee was pretty straightforward this month. We heard a brief audit around grants, and I'm happy to report it was just a really phenomenal, stellar audit. Just really showed the quality of our grants team. Michelle, make sure I'm not making up that it was the grants audit, and interrupt me if I'm wrong. As well as, just looking at our traditional things that we like to do in finance, So nothing major. We do have, I believe, an item for the consent agenda, which is the 2021 board meeting schedule. We landed on no major changes to the subcommittee meetings of finance and planning. Those will continue on the second Tuesday of the month, one at 8:30, one at 9 o'clock. The biggest changes that we discussed at the finance committee meeting was making sure that we going back to an alternating meeting schedule for full board meetings to help accommodate folks in the public who want to make sure that they can participate in board meetings. So currently with a virtual setup, we're alternating between 10 a.m. Morning meetings and 5 p.m. evening meetings. Once we make the transition back to in-person, we will adjust the calendar for the evening meetings. My guess is we'll go back to the 6 p.m. meeting time, which is what we were doing pre-COVID, but that will be up for discussion. So without further ado, I'd like to make a motion to adopt the consent agenda items.
Any seconds? Brendan second. By raising his hand, so motion properly moved and seconded. Any questions? I think it will be nice to get back to the alternating cycle, and I hope we can get in person before too long as well. So see where that goes. If there aren't any questions, roll call, right?
This is a voice.
Oh, voice. Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say right. So tricky with people on and off mute. You'll get the resounding enthusiasm. Okay. Thank you, Heidi. And I would add that grant audit fully around the process was fantastic, but that team's done a great job of obtaining grants as well. So putting us in a nice position to really accelerate some of the plans. Brendan?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We had a planning and operations committee meeting last week that was scintillating and always includes wonderful good news from John Ravasio. So as those of you are thinking about which committee that you want to participate in the coming year, I would just argue that the planning operations committee is tremendous. We have a great time together. We had a consent agenda. Everything that we did was on the consent agenda, I believe. And we had 3 items on the consent agenda. And I think that since this is the first time that we've done this, we've, I should say to the group, items that go on the consent agenda are generally non-controversial items. They are contract renewals and things that we don't need to spend a ton of time on at the full board meeting. Most of the work of the board is done at committee meetings, the Planning and Ops Committee and the Finance Committee. And so that's really the place for board members to engage and discuss and get into the details on. If there's anything that is worth of full board discussion, we don't put it on the consent agenda, and any one board member can pull off anything from the consent agenda so that we can have a full discussion about items. But in this week's planning committee meeting, we had 3 items on the consent agenda, which means we can do it all in one vote. One was the approval of the safety plan for the agency, which we do every year. For new members, when you have your orientation, you'll hear from TJ, who just does a tremendous job with our safety plan. It is a huge part of our operations. It starts at the top, so Daryl models safety in everything that we do to make sure that our operators and our customers are safe. The second item was a small change to the bylaws of something called the NEO-RIDE, Regional Council of Governments, which is an organization that we participate in that has to do with our fare collections and partnerships with other transit agencies in the state of Ohio and Northern Kentucky. It's a really incredible innovation that we've added in the last year that we'll also discuss in orientation. And then the third thing is an approval for a contract for new software for our automatic passenger counting systems. So when people board the bus, we track them as they get on the bus, and where they get on the bus, this contract updates the software on that. So all 3 items are on the consent agenda, and would love a motion to approve the consent agenda from the Planning and Ops Committee.
Also moved.
All seconds.
All right. Motion properly moved and seconded. Any questions about these 3 items? No. All right. Then all in favor say aye.
I think this is a roll call, probably.
Well, perhaps. The last one was Chanel.
Yes, that is correct. This is a roll call.
Why wasn't?
What's the difference?
I don't know why the last one wasn't. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Mrs. Black,
Yes.
Mr. Cole,
Yes.
Mr. Etheridge,
Yes.
Mr. Hinton,
Yes.
Mr. Hoffmeister,
Yes.
Mr. Cassee,
Yes.
Ms. Taylor,
Yes.
Ms. Burdon.
Was the question answered as to why this was different? I'm curious.
The first one wasn't a contract, it was just to approve the board meeting schedules. The others are contracts.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Jeremy.
That's all that we had.
Great, and I would reiterate that the team does a great job with safety. So thank you very much there for all the millions of miles that we ride. Okay, the next agenda item is a great one. I would like to get this people. I can read this. I think everybody knows that we've had a lot of people that helped us get to where we got to pass issue 7. I think no one more impactful than Mary Miller, who did so much to engage the community, the business community, all the various organizations that she's part of. Really, should be thanked for all the great work that she did. We will bring her back at a time when we can all be together to thank her in person. But you will see in front of you a resolution 2021-03 to appoint Mary Miller as a royal coach person. I'll read that real quick. Whereas Mary Miller was first appointed a member of the Board of Trustees of the Southwest Ohio Regional Transit Authority on September 2nd, 2015. Ms. Miller was a loyal and dedicated board member, and her expertise contributed greatly to the improvement of public transportation. Whereas the efforts of Ms. Miller to the public welfare should be recognized, therefore be it resolved. Ms. Miller is hereby appointed as a royal coach person of the Southwest Ohio Regional Transit Authority in recognition of her service to the people of Cincinnati and Hamilton County. The chair of the Board of Trustees is hereby authorized and directed to present Mary Miller a suitable memorial for appointment. So I can't say enough nice things about Mary, and really think this is a nice way to honor her time on the board and all the work she did to help us move forward. We're in much better shape for having her being part of the organization. I'm not sure the last time we had a royal coach person, but it's an honor that we say people that really have impacted SORTA and Metro in a really positive way. So I would love to accept a motion to pass this resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, so properly moved and seconded. I imagine some folks would like to make comments. Questions?
Mr. Chair, I just want to say, Mary's service on this board, I'm not sure if she's watching or if on Facebook right now, but I met Mary when we were in Leadership Cincinnati together 6 or 7 years ago now. And Mary showed herself back then to be one of the most optimistic and dedicated people that you'll want as part of an organization. I think she's always the first person to look across the room and make sure everybody is checked in, and if they're not, she will check in on them. She has roles in this community that go far and wide, and people listen to Mary. She's willing to be passionate, but also just very detailed and thoughtful about how an organization should run. So she's the model of a kind of a person who leads with both her head and her heart. And I love her heart dearly and her head dearly. And she was an enormous contributor to this organization during the work that we did in the last several years to get the levy passed and to implement Reinventing Metro. In fact, it was her work on the strategic plan that really kind of laid some of the foundations for the Reinventing Metro. So it was an honor to serve with Mary. I know that Mary will continue to serve this community in many different ways. And Mary, if you're watching, we love you, and we are so grateful for everything that you did on the SORTA board.
I think I can say ditto to everything that Brendan just shared. I will always be grateful for Mary's support in helping me come onto this board and be helpful. I will miss her insights and perspective, because I think she really added so much to board meetings. And I will, one of my favorite memories of working with Mary on this board was when just Mary, Gwen, and I were the only women on the board holding down the fort, and spent the day going around and speaking with communities about Metro and the work we did, and that was such a great day.
As Brendan said, we're all wise to listen to Mary, and I'm somebody who listened a lot to her in my early years on the board, and fortunately I got to sit next to her at many board meetings, and I can't say enough about how helpful she was. Even if it didn't seem like much, she was always there, just giving me what I needed to know to move on. And I hope we can talk to her soon and thank her for everything she's done.
Well, thank you, and I think we'll all miss her in these meetings, but look forward to seeing her continued involvement in the community. So, if no further comments, then we will put it to a vote. This roll.
That's correct. This is the roll call. Ms. Black?
Yes.
Mr. Cole?
Yes.
Mr. Etheridge?
Yes.
Mr. Hinton?
Yes.
Mr. Hoffmeister?
Yes.
Mr. Cassie?
Absolutely.
Ms. Taylor?
Yes.
And Ms. Burdon?
Yes.
All right, and we'll arrange when we can present something in person. So, thank you very much. With that, financial reports.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning to the board and welcome to our new board members. Thank you for joining us. And we will miss Ms. Miller as well. We wish her the very best, and she has been a huge impact to this organization. So we look forward to sending her off when we can meet in person again. But with that, I'll move on to our financial report for the 12 months ending December 31st. Total revenue of $9.5 million was favorable to budget by $1,214,000. For 14.7%. Total expenses of $9.1 million was unfavorable to budget by $424,000 or 5%. Operating surplus was $369,000 for both the month and year to date. We were favorable to budget by $790,000 and $5,420,000 respectively. Estimated $7,139,000 from the sales tax revenue was recorded as capital revenue for the month and $21,417,000 year to date. In addition to the sales tax revenue, $7,500,000 from the transit fund was moved from operating revenue to capital revenue. Both the accrued sales tax revenue and transit fund revenue are being used to build the capital reserves needed to cover the capital deficit. Some of the most significant factors driving the results for December: fare revenue was unfavorable to budget by $598,000. or 43.4%. Metro fare revenue was unfavorable to budget by $551,000 or 42% as a result of fixed route ridership decline directly related to COVID-19. CARES Act in December, $14,669,000 was recorded for the month, which resulted in recording the entire amount received from the CARES Act of $34,157,000 year to date. CPS contract revenue was unfavorable to budget by $349,000 or 55% due to CPS's decision to return to 100% virtual learning starting November 23rd. This was partially offset by the end of the year true-up for CPS tax revenue. Non-transportation revenue was unfavorable to budget by $68,000 or 37%, primarily due to unfavorable investment income of $54,000. Other operating expenses were unfavorable by $633,000 or 86%, primarily due to unfavorable outsourced services of $209,000 and electricity expense of $497,000 as a result of the true-up from Duke Energy past utility charges. Those are the financials for December 31st, year end. Any questions?
Not a question. I know it's kind of a complicated with a lot of moving parts this month, which made it unusual. But what I would say, Michelle, is great job to your team. I know this was a crazy year, and we certainly ended up, much better financial footing than we started, and where it felt like we would be at some point. So kudos to you, and excited about how we use these resources to make the system better for everybody.
Thank you. We have a great team, and every employee in the entire organization has a part to do with it. So thank you.
Any other questions? All right, Daryl.
Good morning. On behalf of myself and the staff, we'd also like to welcome our new board members. We're looking forward to you being a part of leading this organization into the future. And I'd also like to say to the current board members how excited the staff is to have you all continue to lead us. It's been a whirlwind last few years. We've had some really big successes, and your leadership has been absolutely second to none. So we're really excited to see you all continue to lead this organization. A couple of things I'll go through today. We are continuing our community engagement meetings for the Reinventing Metro, what we're rolling out this year to get feedback from our customers. We talked about grants a little earlier today. I'm happy to say that we were awarded another $1.9 million grant to cover 60% of 6 buses. Also, the 10 buses that we ordered in 2020 have begun to be delivered. They have the Wi-Fi, the charging ports, and the upgraded shields that we talked about earlier last year. Those 10 buses will come with those upgraded shields. We once again participated in the annual Martin Luther King March on the 18th. We had our Rosa Parks bus, as well as other buses for those people who could not walk the 1 mile. We're able to hop on our other buses as we celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King. Also, February 7th through the 14th is Ohio Love Transit Day, led by OPTA, Ohio Public Transit Association, and it celebrates how transit moves Ohio forward. That week will be spent talking with legislators and celebrating our staff and customers to share how important transit is. And that is my report. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Daryl, I know we had some of the calls or the online forums around Reinventing Metro. Any early feedback?
Everyone's really excited about the new service that's coming out. We will, in the next month, actually bring some of that feedback back to the board. We'll bring it to the Planning and Ops Committee, and we'll share with the board all of the comments, but they've all been very positive.
I attended the 33 meeting, and it just got me really excited too. Listening to everything, I was like, yes. And going through all those details. So it was good. And the thing that really impressed me about it was all the questions that were coming in from the participants. Like, I don't know how many there were, but they were really insightful. And I think the staff did a great job in responding to all of them. But I love seeing those insightful questions. It showed that people were really excited, especially, I was on the 33 call, so very excited about the 33 and what was happening with that. So thanks for doing that.
These are exciting times.
And I know the community is excited, and now that we have some resources, we can get moving on some things. We can start we've got buses coming, we're hiring operators, all those things, right? So terrific work. Any other questions for Daryl?
So we have one other thing. We have our year in review. So in January every year, we kind of do a review of what happened the year before. So we have a video we'd love to show you.
Transportation Association and the rest of the state in declaring its love for transit with Ohio Loves Transit Day. Putting our Rosa Parks bus in the Martin Luther King Jr. birthday march kicked off community outreach, and becoming one of the first businesses in the city to recognize Juneteenth as a paid employee holiday helped demonstrate our commitment to diversity and inclusion. We also celebrated the 30th anniversary of the Americans with Disabilities Act by bringing our Access Paratransit service for people with disabilities in-house for greater efficiency. Metro was on the move literally, moving into modern new office space that not only offered a better working environment for staff, but lower rent as well. But then everything changed. The worldwide pandemic of COVID-19 had the potential to derail Metro's operations, but we kept the wheels rolling and continued to adjust over the coming months. By disinfecting buses and making barriers in-house to protect our operators and our customers. And wearing masks could never dim our operators' friendly smiles. We even made sure our customers were covered by distributing masks throughout the year. Recognizing our essential workers, we debuted the Metro Strong buses, containing a wrap design with the names of every Metro employee as our way of saying thanks for all you do. And in a similar show of gratitude, Hamilton County citizens voted for Issue 7 in the midst of a pandemic. The Hamilton County sales tax will help Metro transform public transportation through the Reinventing Metro plan. On the awards front, our innovative advertising campaign, Used to Be Riding This Bus, took first place in the American Public Transportation Association's AdWheel Awards. CEO Darrell Haley's leadership was recognized when he was named a finalist for the Cincinnati Business Courier's C-Suite Awards. Our innovative approach to security won Metro an Award of Excellence from the American Public Transportation Association as well. For their work on improving public transit in our region, SORTA Chair Craig Cassee and Board Member Brendan Cull, and Metro CEO Darrell Haley, and Community Engagement Specialist Taylor Liggins were all named Cincinnatians of the Year by Mayor John Cramp, and 4 Metro employees took home awards from the Ohio Public Transportation Association for their outstanding performance. Keeping up this news, 19 new buses hit the streets and more on the way. These buses feature free Wi-Fi service, charging ports, and a sleeker profile that will make riding the bus that much more enjoyable for our customers. We also improved our service for a special group of customers. We launched the Metro Veterans Program, providing half fares to qualifying veterans and active duty military personnel. And to ensure all our customers have a comfortable place to wait for their buses, Metro signed a new contract with Exposure to install new shelters and benches at stops with heavy ridership. Buses, infrastructure, and capital needs are often paid for with grant funding. Among the many grants SORTA received in 2020 was $3.26 million in OTP grants, compared to $2.37 million in 2019. SORTA's percentage of OTP2 grant funding grew from 5% of the total OTP2 grant funds awarded in 2019 to 11% in 2020. Finally, while on the subject of shelters, the Northside community got a long-awaited gift with the virtual grand opening of the Northside Transit Center.
Some of the features of the Northside Transit Center include 8 boarding bays, a sheltered stop on Spring Grove Avenue, and something we're very excited about as we look to the future, electric charging stations for park and ride.
I think it'll stand the test of time as a transition moment for our county. And now we have this wonderful transit center here in Northside, in a neighborhood that will embrace public transit.
Thanks to the SORTA board, our employees, our customers, and the entire community for your unending support in 2020. Here's to a great 2021.
2020, although it was a challenging year, we were very successful on many fronts. We're very thankful to the board, to the community, and to all of the employees at Metro that helped us be very successful in 2020. So thank you all.
Thank you, Darrell. That was terrific, and it is amazing how much we got done as an organization. Thank you for your leadership on that. In what was a challenging year, and I would say that the Cincinnati of the Year awards really was for everybody on the board. I guess they ran out of plaques, but y'all did a fantastic job. And, thank you, and there's 4 of us there accepted on your behalf. Any other questions for Darrell? Okay, governance committee, Brendan, you want to give an update, or you want me to?
Oh, I'll happily do it. We had a really incredible governance committee meeting today. Lasted all of 180 seconds and was adjourned. We have decided that what we're going to do, since this is the first meeting with a bunch of new appointees, we're going to take a little longer to assemble chair, vice chair slate. I think we have a pretty good plan in place, but it just was a little bit of a time crunch this morning. So we will do that prior to our February meeting and have conversations along the way. It would also be great if you are new and you're interested, or you're not new and you're interested in switching committees, that you let Craig, our chair, know where you would be interested in serving in future years. So I think what I have to do, Donna or Chanel will tell me, that is make a motion that we reconvene our annual meeting at the February board meeting. I think that's what I'm supposed to do. Donna's nodding. So I'll make a motion that we have our annual meeting at the February board meeting instead of this year's January board meeting.
Second. Okay, properly moved and seconded. Any questions?
Craig, it'd be nice if we could have a list of the committees for the new members, and also a list of all the board members, voting and non-voting.
Okay, we'll get that out. Thank you. We talked before, we have some standing committees, but as other things come up or people have passion for a given area, we can create ad hoc committees to address those as well. Is this a voice or a roll, Chanel?
This is just voice.
Any other questions? No, and I think 180 seconds sounded better than 3 minutes. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed, say right. So we'll address that next month. So you'll have to at least hear from me one more month. Okay. Any other new business anyone would like to bring up?
This is Daryl for the new board members. I'll be sending out all my contact information. Feel free to reach out to me at any time.
Okay, yeah. So thanks to everyone. So next month we'll hopefully get an update on the ATU contract, which I know is coming to great conclusion. We can get some discussions around staffing and things, updates as we get operators in. Revetting Metro plan. Gerald, I don't know if you want to comment at all on the vaccine plan or what we've heard from the state. I know we're in the next phase, right?
We are in the next phase, and we're working on how that will be distributed to all of our employees. So I hope to be able to give the board an update on that real soon.
You said employees and board members? I didn't catch that.
We will ask the question.
That's about, I don't want to get in anybody's mood. Being so young and healthy. Okay. There are no more new business. I will move to adjourn. Thanks, everybody. Have a great month.